My name is Scott Waters. Welcome to No Life Till Metal. It's time for yet another edition of What's Spinning. In this edition of What's Spinning, I'm going to be showing you some albums I've been spinning over the last week or two. It's been a little slow at work, so we've had some time off, and I've been listening to music, which is awesome. Nothing else I'd rather be doing than listening to music, so that's what I'm going to do right now. I'll show you the records that I've been spinning over the last 2 weeks. Been pulling out a lot of stuff I haven't heard in a while. First one up, this is Sacred Warrior, 1989, Master's Command. Intense records. There's a reason I'm listening to this one. I'm actually working on the artwork for this one for Rox Records. They will be re-releasing this on vinyl this coming year. So this will be remastered and re-released on vinyl very soon. And I've been listening to it kind of for inspiration. Just an awesome album by an awesome band. Sacred Warrior from, I think they were from Chicago. One that I've been spinning quite a bit this in the last couple months. This is a new wave traditional heavy metal band, Iron Kingdom from Canada. Just straightforward galloping heavy metal, a little bit of speed metal here and there, mostly melodic, clean vocals, exactly what you want from the new wave of traditional heavy metal bands. You know, you got these young guys who are grabbing hold of the old classics, traditional heavy metal styles, you know, straightforward heavy metal, speed metal, thrash metal, those kind of things, and they're just delivering the goods. You know, a whole new generation who is keeping the metal flag high, you know, keep flying the banner for metal, and I just love this stuff. These guys are great. If this would have come out in 1984, 1985, 1986, people would have loved them. The fact that it's come out, you know, in 2014 or 15 when this one came out, you know, they're not quite as big as they would have been had they been around the 80s. But regardless, they have a mission, they have metal in their veins, and therefore that's what they're doing. Just great, straightforward, heavy metal. Iron Kingdom, Rise for Glory, Canadian heavy metal band. One that you've probably seen many, many times on my channel is Ted Nugent Double Live Gonzo, just one that I've been a fan of since I was a kid. You know, just crazy Ted live. And, I mean, this is where Ted shines. His in-between song banter is as amusing as the music itself, but the music is just outstanding. Just guitar, power techniques everywhere, noisy, violent, loud guitars. That's what it's all about here. And I love this double album, have since I was a kid. And I will continue to, I'm sure, until I die. So, Ted Nugent, Double Live Gonzo, I believe this was 1978. I just want to have it spun since it came out. When it first came out, I spun this one quite a bit on both CD and vinyl, but this is Riot 5, or Riot. This is the first album without Mark Reale on guitar. There's actually no original members left in this band here, so that's the reason we get the Riot 5. But they're keeping that power metal, US power metal sound alive that Riot were known for. Especially on in later years, but you still got the Johnny, the mascot here, otherwise known as Tior, the mighty Tior, Riot backwards, and then on his tree sign here you get a little respect, Reale way. Of course, we lost Mark Reale a few years ago; he passed away. But they're keeping the music alive, and this is a great record. It's very, very good. If you like Riot, if you like, you know, Thundersteel, you're gonna like this album. A little US power metal, speed metal, Laaz Rockit. I believe this was their third record. They went more for the speed, thrash metal thing here. But to me, this is still straightforward power metal, or could be speed metal. Those clean, high vocals. Always loved, what's his name? Michael Coons, I believe it was, the vocalist. Yeah, Michael Coons. I love his vocals, and they just give the music charisma. You got them down-picked, crazy, you know, thrash riffs, almost like a machine gun. You know, it's got that kind of riffing going on, and it's just fantastic stuff. Very memorable songs, big hooks, exactly everything you'd want from an 80s speed metal band. This is what you get here. Frankly, this has always been one of my favorite from Laaz Rockit. Honestly, I think the name Laaz Rockit might have held them back a little bit. They kind of sound like they're going to be an LA glam band, but they are not. They are a California power metal, US power metal, speed metal, thrash metal, whatever you want to call them band. I've heard them called all of them. I've always considered them to be a power metal band. Classic album, third album from Trouble. Just a great doomy record. This is you can't go wrong with any of the first 5 Trouble albums. The first album sounds very different from the second and third album, which both sound very different from the fourth and fifth album. The first album was, you know, early Doom. The second and third album had a bit more of a straightforward metal vibe. Still had the Doom elements. But by the fourth and fifth album, Trouble were doing more of the stoner rock kind of thing. A little bit of groove, still heavy, still Sabbath inspired. I mean, you never mistook this band for any other band, even with the changes. You had Eric Wagner's unique vocal style, that raspy voice, singing voice that he had. But you also had Bruce Franklin and what's his name, Rick Wartell, the guitar duo who just have that distinct sound in their guitar tones. It's just fantastic. Matter of fact, I was listening to a Tourniquet album at work the other day, and what's his name? I forgot his name. I just said it too. Old age kicking in there. Bruce Franklin was playing guest lead guitar on the song, and I was listening to the album. I wasn't thinking about who's playing on who, but all of a sudden the guitar solo is playing. I'm like, wow, that sounds like Trouble. And then I thought, probably because it's the song Bruce Franklin's on, he just has that unique sound where you can pick out his tone, his style, and that's awesome, man. I love this album. This was, like I said, their third album. This would have been on Metal Blade and distributed by Enigma Records at the time. Some classic hard rock, Canadian band, Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush. Frank is a guitar hero, one of the best, one of the most underrated in these days, in my opinion. Absolutely love this record. Bizarre artwork. Has a lot of Jimi Hendrix influence in here. Some people used to call him heavy metal back in the day. Some people used to call him a blues rocker. But really, he was more of a psych rocker. You kind of get that psychedelic rock, but he has heavy guitar tones, and that's kind of where the all the rockers kind of liked the guy so much, because he had that tone, that growl in his guitar. And a great record from Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush. Strange Universe. This is one that Aaron, the Metal Theologian, told me about, and just absolutely love this record. This is 3 guitars, A Third of a Lifetime, and this is just great stuff. But it's pretty varied on here. You get some straightforward guitar-driven hard rock. You get a little bit of classical influences in some of the songs. You get a little bit of everything. It is definitely a guitar album. Definitely has that 70s feel to it, and that's what I like about it. It's got the heavy 70s vibe that I just a band I didn't know about until just a couple years ago when I was turned on to this band by Aaron. Grabbed a copy, and actually this is one I have spun over the last few years, but I pulled it out again because I wanted to hear it again. It's a very good album. Another Canadian band. This is the first album from Max Webster. This is actually a U.S. pressing of their very first album. Great record. The song Hangover is on here, which is probably one of their more well-known songs. Not really heavy. I would just call it, deep 70s style hard rock, a little bit progressive. Kim Mitchell is kind of a guitar legend, and he never was really a metal artist, but this band and even Kim Mitchell always seemed to be respected or liked by metal fans. And matter of fact, I even have some metal compilations that have Kim Mitchell and Max Webster on them, despite the fact that they were never metal bands. So it's got kind of that kick to it, that vibe, that's something that that hard rock and metal fans enjoy. But it's really not all that heavy or that hard. It's just straightforward hard rock. Do check out the song Hangover on YouTube if you haven't heard this band or this record. It'll definitely turn you on to them. Max Webster, Hangover. Classic U.S. heavy metal band, Deadly Blessing. Ski on vocals. Just one I hadn't spun in a while. Grabbed it out, turned it up, cranked it up, whatever you want to say, and just enjoyed the heck out of it. Thought I heard a skip. Maybe I did. Ascend from the Cauldron. And by the way, playing in the background, this is Irish band Easy Meat. And Rock Your Brain. Gotta love that hand-painted artwork with the guy's head exploding and his brains exposed. Just great Irish heavy metal. From the 80s. It has that 70s meets 80s sound to it, as you can kind of hear in the background. And side 2 is awesome because it only has 2 songs on it. Alien Tale is over 20 minutes long. So you gotta love that. Easy Meat. Another Canadian band. This is a Canadian thrash band, Razor. This was like their 6th or 7th album. This was 1990. But these guys were keeping that sound. A lot of bands by 1990, Metallica, even Anthrax, and a lot of the bands, Creator, were kind of moving away from thrash and entertaining other styles in their music. Not this band, not Razor, man. They were just full on, straightforward, speed for speed's sake, thrash metal, you know, riveting guitars, manic songwriting. It's just what you want from a thrash metal band, you know, intensity, and they had all that. As a matter of fact, the little thing right up in the back, if I recall correctly, Razor are now even faster and more powerful than you could ever possibly fathom. The album may be too heavy for you. This album also contains extremely sadistic lyrics with antisocial overtones, used with extreme caution. On Violent this is actually a little write-up from Dave Carlo on guitars. On Violent Restitution, I included a special message for our fans. Here we go again. After having an album reviewed for years by the media, it's my turn to become a critic. Consider this an editorial. Too many bands change their direction after they have established a solid following. Most of the original speed metal acts now prefer to grace us with long, complex, overextensive, and just plain boring opuses. Rather than playing fast, tight, no-nonsense stream, these popular bands choose to cater to the trendy. This disappoints me greatly. Because well as musicians, let me try that one more time. This disappoints me greatly because as well as a musician, I am also a fan. I can't seem to find the kind of heaviness that I crave. Only an extremely minute handful of bands are offering albums that you can smash your head to. Even worse, the magazines who were once responsible for helping the speed scene emerge are now joining the wave of trendiness currently holding the interest of many. These turncoat bands and magazines may have increased their sales, but they have to sacrifice their integrity to do so. These trends won't continue. Eventually, the public will rise up and realize how boring the scene has become. Meanwhile, a few of us still retain our dignity and self-respect. Something to think about. Razor. Great album, Shotgun Justice. If you only have the early Razor albums, the 80s stuff, you're not really interested in the 90s stuff, you're doing yourself a great injustice. This album is fantastic. Alright, we're getting to the bottom of the barrel here. I got 4 more to go. This is one I haven't heard in a long time. This is Blue Cheer, The Beast is Back. And this, of course, featured Dickie Patterson and I can't remember the other guy's name. I have to actually read it there. Paul Whaley on drums. Yeah, those are the 2 original members. And this is just straightforward, you know, 70s style, heavy rock. That's what it is. But this album was released in the 80s, and it's on the Megaforce label. This was kind of a reunion record, although it's not all the original guys. The original guys, there was 3 original guys. We only get 2 of them here. But what they create is just a really solid hard rock record, and one that I actually really enjoyed when I played it again. I don't remember enjoying it quite as much as I did this past time in the past. So very cool. Blue Cheer, The Beast is Back. Megaforce Records. 1 more hard rock record and 2 more metal records. So we got On the Boards by Taste, the second album from Taste. This would have been 1970, I believe. And of course, this features on guitar, name is slipping my mind, which is absolutely ridiculous. Rory Gallagher. Duh. It's just bluesy hard rock, you know, a bit of a jazz influences here and there, but mostly straightforward blues, early 70s blues-based hard rock. One that I was not really all that familiar with, but I enjoyed the spinning of this one, and I'll probably spin it more and more in the future. I only picked this one up this past year, so this actually album is pretty new to me. The 3rd or 4th album from Nasty Savage, Penetration Point. This is the original release, the original cover. It has since been re-released with other covers on both CD and vinyl. This is just balls to the wall thrash metal with Nasty Ronnie on vocals. He does the high-pitched King Diamond-esque style vocals. He was doing that at the same time as King Diamond was. But unlike Merciful Fate or King Diamond, this is thrash metal, bordering speed metal at times, but you know, kind of in that area. This is fantastic. Another thrash metal. I was kind of on a thrash metal kick. Nasty Savage, Penetration Point. Speaking of being on a thrash metal kick, second album from Canadian thrash metal band Annihilator. This is Neverland. Like I said, their second album featured new vocalist, I believe. Brain fart. But you know, Jeff Waters was the main guy here. He's actually the only guy who stayed and remained in the band to this day. Everybody else has been interchangeable. And he is the man who writes the music. He is the man who has that guitar sound, and he's the guy who has that guitar charisma. You can tell a Jeff Waters riff. It just sounds like a Jeff Waters riff. And no, he's no relation to me, although I wish he was. I'd love to meet him. There you go. So that's what I've been spinning over the last couple weeks since my last What's Spinning video on vinyl. Hope you enjoyed this. Leave a comment below. Love talking music with you guys. I appreciate it. Again, thanks for watching. You know, it's no fun doing these videos if people don't watch and interact with you, and that's why I do these, because you guys do interact with me. So, hope you enjoyed it. God bless. Stay strong.